This is a Hot Pie Media original.
I don't think Hot Pie Media can outbid Disney. It's going to be pretty tough. I'd like to see us try. I'm all for it. I'm not giving up anything, of course, but I'm all for trying. I'd like to see us make a run at the Manning Brothers show. I think I can help with that show. I think we could do some great things. I'd like to take their brilliant show concept and get it away from Disney and ESPN. Disney owns ESPN. I'd like to throw in some alcohol. I'd like to turn them loose. They don't have to use F-bombs, but if somebody wants an F-bomb, I just think it's that good of a show. I think it's that promising of a show. I think it's such a great concept. And I'm going to give you an example how Disney just can't take it, can't handle it. That show is in a world of everybody's the same. That show is quirky. That show is cool. And I think Disney is probably going to ruin it. So the Monday night game, the Manning cast is exactly what I predicted for some time when it comes to broadcasting. I even use the term broadcasting, media content. And that is a conversation about the game while the game is going on. Numbers about the game as the game is going on. I think there could even be a place where you're going to see play-by-play betting while the game is going on. I think we are so into eye and ear candy that just the game by itself is not enough. So they come along with a quirky, brilliant show idea where they do a show about the game while the game is going on. It's exactly what Monday Night Football was in its heyday. There were these entertaining broadcasters, two of them, that were a show in addition to the show itself. And so the game is kind of background noise. And when it gets good, you watch it. When it's not so great, you get personality and quirkiness. They had David Letterman on. You can't go wrong with that, particularly that David Letterman now looks like, what does he look like? He looks like Albert Einstein. He's unrecognizable. But he's still David Letterman and still quirky and funny. So my point is, this had real possibility. This had, first of all, you can't go wrong, goofing around. There's a football game going on behind you when the wind is blowing 60 miles per hour. Bill Belichick is a troll drooling on himself. The Manning brothers are these preppy guys who are kind of quirky and goofy with giant foreheads. And then you throw David Letterman in the mix, and it's pretty freaking great. No, most people are not into just watching the game. That's what was brilliant about this. My point is, for this thing to work, you got to let him go. You got to let Dave go. You got to let whatever politically incorrect guest is on go. You got to let, Eli Manning got in trouble recently for flipping off the camera. You got to let him go. And Disney couldn't let them go. Watch this. First, Dave Letterman starts talking about Bill Belichick. And I find Bill, first of all, he's brilliant, of course. But I would just, someday, somebody has to say, Bill, you make, $10 million a year. You can't get a better sweatshirt than the one with dirt on it. You can't ever find a down jacket or a raincoat. You have to, do you really just dig through a dumpster to get your clothes every day? Why that look? Did you ever once think, it's raining and cold out. I think I'm going to put on something that actually keeps me warm? I'd love to hear that. In the meantime, he's going to look like he picks his clothes out of a dumpster. Here goes Dave Letterman.
We got a little 2-minute drive here by Buffalo. We also still have Dave Letterman with us. And Dave, there's Bill Belichick right there. I know Bill has been on your show before, but you're a big Colts fan. What were your impressions of Bill?
Oh, buddy. Well, I tell you, you get two different Bill Belichicks. You get the guy who blows his nose in his hand and then wipes his sweatshirt. You got that guy. I'll take all of that you got. And then when he was on the show, it was like Mr. Kiwanis Club after dinner speaker.
Okay. And as Letterman is saying that, Belichick, who is so homeless, is just wiping his nose. He's rubbing on his shirt. He's drooling again. I mean, I mean, you really feel like the guy has a tin cup next to him or something. You need to give him some money. Like, help that poor guy. So then, I don't know, they segue to something else, and I'm so pissed about this. I don't know, in its current state, I don't know that the Manning brothers, I don't know if they think as little of the commissioner of the NFL as I do. I think he's a complete tool. I think he's just a shocking tool. He's not dangerous. He's harmless. He's such a puppet. It makes me mad. I don't like people who don't do anything. I don't like people who don't have any risk whatsoever. He's such a lifeless, soulless puppet. I love for people to rip him. So here's my problem. Here's a great show with a great guest, and guys are doing some quirky stuff. Out of the blue, he's going to go off on Roger Goodell.
I said to Roger Goodell, I said, what are you going to do? And he said, oh, I'm going to get booed. And it was wonderful. He really...
USA, this is Stephanie.
They cut him off. They cut him off. Not cool. Hot pie. Let's buy him. We won't cut him off. Maybe. Well, could be a Supreme Lending commercial coming up, but still, we're not cutting him off. He was about to go Dave Letterman on Roger Goodell, and he segued to an insurance commercial. Didn't segue. They cut him off. Listen.
I said to Roger Goodell, I said, what are you going to do? And he said, oh, I'm going to get booed. And it was wonderful. He really...
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my
And then they go to a
auto
Rob
insurance
Gronkowski
with
commercial,
Safe
which is
I can help you with
disturbing by
that.
itself.
What's your member
but-
number?
See what I'm talking about? That is the format is not cool. Now, I don't know what Dave was about to say, but he was about to go on. Is the story now everyone is finding some conspiracy to this? Yes, and I'm buying into it to a degree. The NFL is so protective of its image. Goodell is such a puppet of the owners. I buy into the idea that let's get out of here. Let's go. Because Dave doesn't owe anybody anything. Dave doesn't care. I need that show here with people who don't care what you think and what happens. Not, we got Dave Letterman. He already went off on Belichick blowing his nose on his shirt. And he did it. But we got Dave about to go off on the commissioner. We can't have this stuff where he gets cut off.
John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce in all 50 states, now in several retail outlets as well. So we're going to turn it over to the social media rock chef superstar, and we're going to walk through a few sauces and why you should buy. We've done beet heat, so we're second in line now for the tasting. Don't forget, everyone, go to atxhotsauce.com. So here we go.
All right, so this one is our smoked habanero 5-pepper. We smoke habaneros with ancho, pasilla.
Is that going to hurt?
This one? No,
Yeah.
This one's actually really, really good.
Okay.
This is like your traditional tapatilla, but without the vinegar in it, right? And because of that fermentation process that we've talked about all the time. This one is great on sandwiches, pizzas, things like that. Great on hot wings. I think you're going to really like this one too, especially the smoky flavor with the adobe chipotle and the smoked habaneros. We actually smoked the habaneros before we...
Does that go with the cab?
This would not go with cab. This would go with the great Chenin Blanc, though.
I teed you up with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good. That's good.
Isn't that good? It's just classic take. Well, it's a new take on a classic item. So it's called smoked habanero 5-pepper.
All right, don't forget
One of my
ATX.
favorites.
Don't forget atxhotsauce.com.
Elon Musk, as soon as you say his name, people, it's like a hot button. He's become a hot button all by himself. Is Elon Musk in danger of becoming a joke? I hope not. I really do. Because he's a brilliant guy, but I'm afraid that he's overexposing himself so much that he sort of becomes a joke. That you have some kind of crazy reaction every time you say something. I think he's far too exposed. He's out there too much. I think it is probably hurting his brand, whatever his brand is. And he's in danger of becoming a joke. And so when he tweets something or says something, people have this, we laugh it off, or starting to laugh it off. And I don't think that's right, because I think some of what he says, you need to step back and think it through. But if he's not careful, and he may already be there, he'll be overexposed to the point that nobody really pays attention. The opposite would be Mark Cuban, who's awfully exposed, who's awfully out there, who likes being out there, who likes to share thoughts and opinions. Like Mark Cuban's at that brink of being overexposed. He's an out there billionaire. That's cool. That's fine. Well, I really wish we had more thinkers talking, fewer politicians and more thinkers. And he's highly exposed, but he offers up some interesting thoughts. And I think he's at that place where he's not overexposed. It's up to your opinion. So I still think we want to hear it, find it interesting. Elon Musk is in a close, he's at that cusp of it's just too much, man. Are you ready for it? And he didn't tweet this late at night. This is at a Wall Street CEO conference of some kind. Elon Musk says you need to have more babies. There you go. There. How'd that go over? Pretty well? Okay. I guess we could debate this one. I just don't think this one is going to be... I don't think this one is going to be well received. Elon Musk says there aren't enough people. We need more people. Now, hang on a second. I've said it would... People tried to set my hair on fire. I said we need more immigrants. We need more qualified workers. All that old stuff about they're going to take your jobs is BS. That's not true. I asked somebody running a restaurant. Ask them all Santa thing we talked about. I mean, we need more qualified employees. I don't know exactly what he means by this, but I think that's where he's going. Elon Musk is more concerned with underpopulation than overpopulation. This is USA Today. You can find him he's being interviewed, and he's being serious. The Tesla CEO said there are not enough people in the world and it could threaten human civilization. He says, and I quote, this is at a Wall Street Journal annual CEO Council meeting. I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate and the rapidly declining birth rate. Just to be clear, let's see, the U.S. birth rate fell by 4% in 2020. So in other words, when we're all cooped up together, we weren't having more kids. I don't think we're having any more. We're probably having less sex. The U.S. birth rate fell by 4% in 2020, a record low. Now you can ask yourself, is that a problem? He says most of you think we need more people. He's saying just we need fewer people. He's saying we need more. Got it? The 50-year-old was answering a question about how the proposed Tesla bot could solve some of the world's major labor issues. Musk had previously called the bot a generalized substitute for human labor over time. I mean, I don't know how to square this up. I don't know if you think that he's doing that thing where he's trying to be Tony Stark, Iron Man, all over again. I don't know if you think he's crazy. I think it's an interesting argument, though. If the premise is we don't have enough qualified workers, are we sure that that's because we don't have enough people or because we don't have enough qualified people? Are we sure we have a birth rate problem, or are we certain we have a competency problem? I'm not so sure I agree with the concept that says we need to have more babies because it makes more competent people. I'm not sure that's true, but he says it is, which is weird because he's trying to make a bot. He's trying to replace you, right? So he says, so many people, including smart people, think there are too many people in the world and think that the population is growing out of control. It's completely the opposite. Please look at the numbers. If we don't have more children, civilization is going to crumble. Mark my words, end quote. I know. Here's this problem. Here come the jokes. He's a father of 6. He's doing his part. I know. Where's Grimes? She's doing her part, right? There come the jokes. I don't know about that. Why don't we try to be more competent and see how that works out? I don't think we have a birth rate problem. I think we have a stupid problem. I think we have a misinformed problem. I don't think we have a people problem, but he says we just need more people. This is really, mark my words, right? That's what he says, mark my words. Then he goes on to say, I do think it's important for us to die because most of the times people don't change their mind. They just die. If they live forever, I think this is a brilliant comment. If they live forever, then we might become a very ossified society where new ideas cannot succeed. Agreed. Yeah. He's saying you need to die, though, because you're just going to get stuck in your ways, and then you end up, electing old presidents and people who believe in 1975 and stuff. Yeah. Which one is it, though? We need more people or we need to die more? Which one is it? But think about that. He was asked about the bots that he's creating. I'm sure he's asked about, machines taking over for people, all the things that we say, all the things that are true. But yet, take a look. We have a labor shortage. Why do we have a labor shortage? If we need more people, we need more people. I don't understand. I do understand the immigration policy. Immigration policy is xenophobia. But you need more workers, we need more workers. We need more competent people. He says you just need more people. Birth rate at a record low, fell by 4% in the pandemic.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.